There's a story of two young men who were graduating from college years ago. They were both unbelievably similar. They were both well-liked with lots of friends and very bright futures. They were better than average students, and they had great hopes and aspirations for the future. Interestingly, they both went to work for the same company and did very well. Years later, at their 25-year reunion, they still had a lot of stuff in common. They both married beautiful wives, had 2 kids, lived in the burbs, and life was good. But there was one major difference between the two men. They still worked for the same company. One was the head of a small department. The other was the president of the company. You ever wondered why it is that some people seem to advance in life and others don't? I mean, on the surface, both of these guys looked like they would track the same way at the same pace, and according to everything else in their lives, land at similar destinations. They did not. I've had people ask me about similar comparisons regarding people in ministry. How can 2 seemingly gifted people graduate from Bible college or seminary, head out into ministry with great anticipation, and years later, pastor number 1 took a church of 150, and it still runs 150, while pastor number 2 took a church of 150 to 5,000. They were both clearly called of God to serve his church. They both were men of prayer and had the goods to do ministry. Now, I know there are a lot of factors that contribute to growth, and numbers aren't everything, but they are something. Certainly, we all know it is the Lord who builds the house, not us. But in some way, somehow pastor number 2 did something different than pastor number 1. By the way, the story of the 25-year reunion men was a famous advertisement written by Martin Conroy for the Wall Street Journal. It ran for decades. The difference between those two men came down to education and training. During the 25 years, one continued to invest in learning, the other did not. When I hear that story, I regularly think of pastors and key lay volunteers in the church. Those who are willing to invest in being better at leadership and ministry advance. Those who don't. I'm Dick Hardy, and since 2007, I've had the privilege of serving as a pastoral leadership consultant for thousands of churches and pastors. It truly has been a joy of mine to see countless men and women succeed in growing their churches and becoming better leaders. I started in ministry as a 23-year-old kid with all the eagerness 20-somethings bring to the table, serving as the church administrator in that great church of 712 the first year I was there. I had the privilege of being part of that church's growth to over 2,200 over the years I was with them. The other church I was part of had only been in existence for 9 years when I arrived. It was running 3,600 at that time, and 2 years later, it was at 4,600. Absolutely amazing. Only God could bring that increase. However, to contribute to that kind of growth is what we all want in our ministries. Now, let me ask you this. You ever said to yourself on Monday morning, "It's Monday, and why do I feel this way?" After all the hard work of the weekend, and now it's Monday. Dreams for what was supposed to happen but maybe didn't. Hopes that the message would generate a response, and it didn't. Aspirations for a new future in a new place. Maybe the grass really is greener at the next church. Is the ministry you're leading today what you thought it would be? Is it what you'd hoped for and seen evangelism and discipleship happen in the church really happening? What about vision? Do you have it? Think you have it? Hope you have it? Do you have more volunteers than you know what to do with? Probably not. Here's the deal. You're not in ministry just to have a job or just to volunteer because you have nothing else to do. You are in this because of a calling on your life. We live for something much higher than the dollars we're paid or the accolades we receive from others for our service. You believe deeply in Jesus' command to go and make disciples. You believe the church is the hope of all mankind. You believe that people matter to God, and because they matter to God, they matter to us. You believe that what you do matters for eternity. For those reasons and more, Leaders.Church has created a venue for you to invest in yourself as a leader. Think of it as a leadership streaming service to help you grow the church. We call it the Leaders.Church membership. We've been happy to provide at no cost the 3 previous videos detailing for you the barriers to reaching your dreams, hopes, and aspirations. Speaking of hopes, you know, one of the things I hear from pastors and church leaders is their desire to be better and to lead at higher levels. But frequently, that's all I see or hear out of them. Hope. Now, hope is important for all of us. We all need hope. But if all you're going to do is hope you'll grow and be better, I can assure you it's not going to happen. The only way you'll get better is to be prayerful in action. You have to take steps to be the kind of leader God wants you to be. That was the case for Pastor Russ. Prior to joining Leaders.Church, Russ was stagnant in his own growth, and his church was stagnant too. Things were going so poorly that he literally was about to give his resignation to his church board. But before he did so, he talked to a mentor of his, and that mentor challenged him to invest in his personal learning, similar to the story of the 25-year reunion men I shared a moment ago. Fortunately for Pastor Russ, that was exactly the catalyst he needed. He joined our Leaders.Church membership, and the growth began almost immediately. Here's just some of the results he experienced after growing through Leaders.Church. He became more dialed in as a leader. He was more forward planned. He had more material. Sermons came easier. Sermons got better. Response from people got better. Overall, he became a better preacher and a better leader. And it all started when he decided not to blame others for his poor leadership, but rather look in the mirror and work on what's in the mirror first. In the previous videos, we talked of just a few of those steps. Today, we're doing what most in ministry simply don't take time to do. You're serious about investing in yourself to be God's man or woman for your church. The bottom line is, if you want to take your church and your leadership to levels you've never imagined possible, then Leaders.Church is for you. If not, you can always hope. Now, here's what you'll receive when you join the Leaders.Church membership this week. We're throwing in tons of extras so that you have everything you need to go to the next level. Basically, you're getting our premium level access to Leaders.Church for the standard price, which is our lowest level plan. But we're eliminating the standard plan at the end of this month, so now's your last chance to get in at such a low rate. Here's everything you'll receive when you join Leaders.Church this week. First, you'll have full access and complete access to the entire library of Leaders.Church leadership videos. Just watching these alone will give you practical insights on how to grow personally and position your church for growth. You'll also get full discussion guides and outlines for each video, whether you want to use them for your own personal development or to invest in your team, your key leaders. You'll also get to participate in the monthly live Zoom Q&A. It's our Leaders.Church members-only call. On these calls, we talk about practical application of some of the concepts learned during our monthly focus. Plus, it's a great way to connect with other pastors who are blazing the trail with you. Now, to make this even easier for use for team training, we're giving you unlimited user accounts. That way you can add your key leaders to your accounts, giving them their own access to view the material in a time that works for them. Since so many of these folks have day jobs, being able to learn when it's convenient for them is very important. And speaking of, we are also giving you a way for you and your key leaders to grow on the go. When you join Leaders.Church, you'll have exclusive access to the Leaders.Church app, where you'll have everything in our library literally at your fingertips. I'm also going to unlock the 160 plus sample church documents we've curated over the years. This is a way to save you tons of time so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You'll receive the volunteer recruitment bundle, which consists of some video teaching, and it includes the volunteer tracker spreadsheet, which will help you stay on top of the list of people who are considering getting involved in a ministry area. In addition, I'm going to give you a video series training on how to increase giving at your church, along with the generosity checklist, which contains 38 unique ideas to help you increase the level of tithe and over and above giving. And you'll also receive personal interaction with me through quarterly personal coaching calls. These are some of my favorite times of the week when I get to help pastors connect the dots and begin seeing progress. Then in between those times, I'm throwing in unlimited email coaching. So say you've got a question, just shoot us an email and our team will get back to you in a very timely manner. And finally, another big surprise, that last piece of the puzzle that makes this an absolute no-brainer in my mind is this. If you join Leaders.Church in the next 5 days, we're going to give you 30 days access to all of our church university courses. So say you've been thinking about honing in on a particular ministry area, now is your time to do so. The total value of everything you're receiving today is $7,597. And you know, you can easily spend close to that if you were to take a team of 3 or 4 people to a conference. By the time you add up registrations, flights, lodging, a rental car, and food, You might get some good nuggets and be inspired, but then it's over, and you have no further access to those sessions. And that's why I'm so pumped to make Leaders.Church available to you, because at a fraction of the cost, you'll have ongoing access to all the videos and resources I just mentioned. You can watch and rewatch any of it. You can share it with however many team members you want. You don't have to travel, and you can pick and choose which material you want to focus on. Now, of course, by now, you're probably wondering, what is the actual cost of the membership in Leaders.Church? And honestly, I don't see it as a cost at all. Rather, it's an investment. I'm serious, and here's why. If you could invest in resources that would help you take years of headaches, trial and error, and uncertainty and collapse that learning down to just a few months, wouldn't that be worth it to you? So it's an investment in your future and the church's future. Now, this is what we'll do for you if you join Leaders.Church in the next 5 days. Instead of spending $7,000 plus on all these resources, you can have them all for just $370 a year. That's a 95% reduction. This is by far the best deal. But for cash flow purposes, you can sign up with the monthly option of just $37 a month if that works better for you. The annual plan gives you 2 free months free, but I know for some folks they prefer the monthly option. What we've essentially doing here is giving you the Leaders.Church premium level for the standard level pricing. But this is only available for 5 days. After that, you can still join Leaders.Church, but you won't get all the bells and whistles we're throwing in here. And keep in mind, at the end of this month, we're completely sunsetting the standard membership level, which means the $370 annual, the $37 monthly price point is going away. So this is literally your last chance to get the premium membership at the standard rate. Anyone who signs up during this short window will be grandfathered in for the lifetime of your membership. This means if you sign up right now, you'll lock in the $370 annual or $37 monthly rate, but you'll continue to receive all the premium level benefits for the entirety of your membership. And to help you test the waters, in case you're kind of on the fence, we'll let you get started for free. Yes, that's right. We put together a 7-day free trial to let you kick the tires and see for yourself how impactful this resource will be for you. But remember, this pricing will only be available for 5 days. So it's important that you act now and start your free trial before it's too late. Let me tell you, when I have a decision to make about spending money, here's what I do. I ask myself, what do I have to gain if I do this? And what do I lose to not do this? Everything in life has risk, everything. But for membership in Leaders.Church, let me give you the answer to those 2 questions that virtually erase risk for you. First, if you find value in the teaching, inspiration, community, the resources, the motivation you'll gain in the membership of Leaders.Church, and you get better, and your church gets stronger and healthier, your life gets better, you make better decisions, you lead better, you recruit better, and you're inspired, then you'll be thrilled that you jumped on this opportunity. On the other hand, if you don't find that value, just let us know in the first 7 days and you won't be charged even the discounted membership rate. Basically, I'm trying to make it where you have everything to gain and absolutely nothing to lose. Remember, if you want the shortest path to success, follow a guide who's already been where you want to go. I know for me, the biggest breakthroughs in my life have always happened on the other side of investing in myself and my leadership development. So go ahead, click the button below the video and join me inside Leaders.Church. Now, if you're still on the fence of whether this is right for you, let me share with you what these pastors have said about their Leaders.Church membership. Barry said, I'm growing and using Leaders.Church resources at least 15 minutes 3 times a week. Gabriel says, your wisdom has helped me grow so much. Jerry says, the lessons and thoughts have helped me shape my staff into people who continue to be leaders daily, not just leaders who start and fade. Don says, I'm bivocational, very interested in making every dollar count for the kingdom. Training like this helps me do that. Pam says, my husband and I have been training new people for key positions, and Leaders.Church is so beneficial. Doug said, had a great staff retreat. Thanks so much for the Leaders.Church video resources. They added a lot to our retreat. Donald says, I see how it's going to help our alignment so we can function as a team instead of separate entities. And Lane says, the content has both stretched me and our team to be better leaders. Wouldn't you love for this to be your story too? If you're ready to grow yourself and see your church reach new people and enter a growth mode, then your next step is to click the button and start the 7-day free trial of Leaders.Church. You'll immediately receive full access to everything we've talked about today. And one last thing, remember, there are no silver bullets to church growth. You have to put in the time. You have to grow personally, and Leaders.Church makes it easy for you to do so. We've been refining it, adding to it, and perfecting it so you and your team can continually level up your leadership influence. There are people that have looked back on their highly successful ministries and realized there was a point in their life where they stood at a crossroads and chose to take a step to be better. They stood exactly where you stand today. If you choose to pass up this investment, I can guarantee you that your life and ministry tomorrow will be no different than it is today. You're just going to hope. But I believe God has so much more for you, and it begins with a strategic investment in yourself. If you're ready to give your church the boost it needs to go to the next level, then your next step is to click the button and enroll in Leaders.Church. Now is your time. Today is your day. There's never been a better time. You can have the premium membership with all the bonuses for our lowest standard pricing, but you have to act now because we're eliminating the standard plan moving forward. This means it's your last chance to get the premium membership for the standard 37 monthly or 370 annual rates. Start your 7-day free trial to Leaders.Church today and say yes to more influence personally and more impact as a church where you see lives transformed week after week. Click the button below and join me. With this free trial, you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. I'd love to serve you as you strive to grow yourself so you can grow your church and have a bigger impact than you ever imagined possible. It's all available with the click of that button. Let's get started on your life-changing, direction-setting path today. And I look forward to seeing you inside Leaders.Church.